2, 3, 4.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
Ooh,
You're a bad banana
with a greasy black peel.
Thank you for coming to our Christmas carol.
Would you guys open the door? If we knocked at the front door, would you guys open the door?
After we're just singing.
Ring the doorbell. Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hand Me Down Podcast. We are your hosts. My name's Natalia.
And I'm Alan.
And today it is a special episode as always, but because it is actually the last episode of 2023.
I'm gagged.
Oh my gulp. Which is actually crazy because we've only started this 3 months ago.
Maybe September, October,
like
November,
very
December.
late September. Yeah. So we started the podcast 3 months ago, and we are so thankful for the support that it's gotten these past 3 months. It's been so much fun to see the community growing, our listeners growing, and we hope that you guys have been enjoying it so far.
I'm just giggling. Sorry.
It's just like, yeah.
I just meant like I can't wait for 2024. And like what this is gonna look like this time next year is kind of something that I haven't thought about until now. So that's why I was like giggling. I was like, oh, fucking goofy.
Just blushing, twirling your little
my hair is fucking long as shit.
But anyway, so hence the costumes that we are, or not the costumes, but like the festive wear that we are wearing. Alan, do you want to break down what are you wearing today?
Oh,
red carpet interview.
I am wearing. I'm not 100% sure where the sweater is from, but I've seen people wear it. It's my brother's. I went to Target and to Walmart to go look for a Christmas sweater and didn't have any. I think there's discrimination. So I had to wear a hand-me-down.
Whoa.
And I'm wearing this fucking Sleepy Time hat. Again, well, first of all, let me say, if you're not watching this episode on video, either on Spotify or on YouTube, I think this is one of the ones you should watch on there because we have a whole bunch of activities planned. But anyways, what are you wearing?
Oh my
Sorry,
gosh,
before we get too ahead of ourselves.
I am wearing a... Y'all hear that? I'm wearing a little Target exclusive.
Should we sing Jingle Bells?
Jingle Bells. The Polar Express. It starts shaking. But
I can't hear it. No.
You need to believe.
Polar Express reference. If you guys haven't seen it,
go see it.
It's old, but
anyway, I bought this today at Target. I had originally planned to get something from Walmart, but when I went there, like the Christmas sweaters, because we said like quote unquote ugly Christmas sweaters. And I'm like, okay, when that is the prompt, I'm like, well, they can't be cute Christmas sweaters. Cause you know how like sometimes Christmas sweaters are really cute.
I think mine's kind of cute. I kind of broke it. Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so it needs to be like funky at least. Like yours, see a little element of funk in the middle right there.
I have like this.
But the Walmart ones were kind of like cute. Like they were kind of like hee hee hee. Like, and I was like, I wanted to find something like, you know, like this, bro.
I love
like
it.
look at this.
Party animal.
Party animals. That's me.
Yeah. That's us this episode.
Yep. That's us this episode. These are special guests for the episode. They will show us their hand-me-downs later on.
Oh, chew toys. These fools don't have hand-me-downs. Dogs destroy every toy you give them.
These fools don't have hand-me-downs.
They don't last more than a week.
But so mad at the dogs.
Grateful as.
Stop it. Stop talking to them like that.
Our guest.
Cover their ears. Anyway, to get to the point of my story, I was looking in the women's section as first. And that's where like they had even more cute stuff at Target, and I was just like, you know, where they won't disappoint and they will have something fucking ridiculous, something ridiculous. The men's section. So I took my ass upstairs, and sure enough, she was right there in all her glory.
I like it.
And yeah, so please make funky Christmas sweaters for the girlies.
Bring them back.
Bring them back. Even the clothes shouldn't be gendered, whatever. But
I heard that like ugly Christmas sweaters were like just actually just ugly like sweaters, and now they're like mass producing ugly Christmas sweaters when they're like that's not the point.
I see.
And we're over here sitting in our red and green and shit. Anyways, let's break down the episode a little bit before we move even more on. Today is going to be a little bit of a longer episode because, like we said, this is going to be the last episode of the year. So there will be a couple, maybe like 2 weeks without episode. So we thought we'd make it extra long. The first half is going to be Christmas themed. We're going to talk about Christmas topics and we're going to do a little bit of this. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God, I almost knocked out my water.
We're going to build gingerbread houses.
I showed the instructions.
That's fine. They need to know how to do it. So for the first half, we are going to make gingerbread houses and talk about Christmas. Second half is going to be New Year's themed because I don't think you guys are going to get a new episode from us until maybe a week. That first week of New Year's. So we're going to be talking about Latino movies in 2023. We have a Blue Beetle review, which you had just finished watching, and then we're gonna kind of compare it to some of the other Latino films that we have talked about on the channel, on our podcast channel. What am I, a YouTuber? And just talk about some of our favorite movies from 2023. So lots of fun ahead, and yeah, I guess we can get into it.
All right, we'll start off with the gingerbread houses.
And we're back.
We're back
with our stuff.
With our gingerbread blueprints.
Have you built a gingerbread house before?
I have. I actually built one last year, like one from the store last year. I feel like before that, like at school, we would only get like the graham crackers and like build,
oh really? I've never done that.
Because like these are kind of expensive. So like they wanted to still have the holiday spirit.
I never did that at my school, or they never did that for us. Not even with graham crackers.
Did you guys do like holiday celebrations or?
I believe so. Oh, you know what? I don't remember if I was in school during that time because we did tracks. So did you have tracks?
What is that?
It's like they had so many kids, so it wasn't like there was like school going on all year basically.
Ew.
But like I wouldn't like it wasn't. How do I explain tracks? If you guys go to LAUSD and you grew up, you guys know what I'm talking about. But it was like this group of kids, track A goes to school from January to summer. And then track B goes from summer to like this period.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. And like they would overlap sometimes. But I remembered it because in elementary, my mascot or like who the school was named after was Ellen Ochoa, which is like the first Latina astronaut to go up into space. And whenever she would visit, they had this whole huge celebration, and I was never there because my track wasn't there. So I would miss it, dude.
You're sitting at the window like, and Ellen.
Yeah, because I live so close to the school too, so I'm just like, bruh.
They didn't let you pull up?
Mm-mm.
Damn, that's
Fake.
crazy. You guys also had milk in a bag?
Yeah, delicious. You would bite off the corner, set it. Oh, perfect example, the icing. I would just go. Subscribe to the Patreon to see more.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Anyways, we're building houses, guys.
We're gonna build gingerbread houses. Had you done it before?
I've done it maybe 2-3 times, but all as like a quote unquote adult or like a late teen, I guess.
I see. I was never good at it. So
me neither.
We're gonna see how this is gonna turn out. I'm actually kind of scared, guys.
Should have got gingerbread men or gingerbread people.
Gingerbread people.
Actually.
Inclusive. You're right.
Something that we forgot to mention, I guess, before we started building is this is the first episode, or we had to take last week off because I had COVID. Feels good to be back, guys. Not going to lie.
Damn.
I tested negative on Sunday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Today's Monday?
Yeah. I thought it was Tuesday yesterday. We had a little meeting.
It was on Saturday, right? Not yesterday.
No, because I tested on Friday because we were gonna do a shoot on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday I was like, I'm not even gonna test. Like, there's no point. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. And I waited, and I'm negative now.
Nancy.
It's pretty bad, but I'm glad to be back.
How was your COVID experience in 2023?
Lame. The first time I got it, it like really kicked my ass. And the second time also kicked my ass, but not as bad. But it was still like my body was aching so bad, my headache, and just like congestion. And then like towards the end of it, I got like allergies, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Are you okay over there?
I don't think I cut the hole big enough.
Well, you can get it again.
You're right.
I believe one of the things that dude.
What?
We should have been kneading this shit for 2 minutes. It says, knead the icing pouch for 2 minutes. Oh, do we have a cap? Does that still screw?
Us when we read? Anyway.
Sort of. Just hold it down. But like, I remember that you have to like make it soft. Yeah.
Okay. My bad, y'all.
Because like our hands are warm.
We could do ASMR again.
Do you have any Christmas stories?
Christmas stories.
I thought of one, but it's kind of sad.
Oh,
well, not sad.
Should we start with a sad one?
I don't know. Should we? It was not like sad, like that. It'll make you cry. It won't make me cry. I start crying.
He's like, yeah, it won't make me cry. Yeah, it won't make me cry.
I think it's a little bit of unconventional sadness.
What does that mean?
It's not like someone died or anything. It's not like that type of sadness. It's
I
like
see.
Me sadness.
Okay. Let's go. Darkness is dark. Let's go, Alan.
Okay, so I got reminded of this because we did the Grinch intro. When I was a kid, I really liked the animated movie. Side tangent. The live action one scared me. Like the baby Grinch and me have beef. He was so scary.
He was so cute.
I hated. I was like, you fucking murderer. Bye bye, Santa. I was like,
Santa, bye bye. Alan's like,
it was I don't know. I didn't like him. Like grown up Grinch was fine. I'm crying. This is the sad part.
Baby Grinch. Damn, he had beef with the baby, which I don't think that's the first baby you've had beef with.
What other baby?
No, I had beef with the icing baby.
Me too. I mean, I feel like that's universal.
Anyway, continue.
I really liked the animated version, and you know me, I'm a fucking showman. I wanted to recreate the Grinch and put on a performance for my cousins. Like beat for beat in my room, I was gonna decorate and I was gonna be the Grinch.
A one-man show?
Yeah, a one-man show.
Chicago!
I don't remember how old I was, but pretty young. Maybe between 8 and 10. Maybe even 11 or 12.
Actually, it was last year when I was at the ripe age of 21.
I don't remember when it was, but I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, I already have the script. And I remember I got this like roll of like, what's it called? Gift wrapping, but I turned it on the other side and it was just white. Mm-hmm. So I drew the fucking mountain, the mountain. I like drew like the set piece, and I went to my local 99-cent store, Bargain World. Shout out. And
they sponsor us. Sorry.
I mean, I've been going there for forever. And I got like kind of like sort of like fake snow, kind of like silly string, and I was like building up my costume. It was just like a red shirt, like a belt, like pajama pants, and like a Christmas hat. And I was getting ready for the show. And my mom was like, "You're not gonna do that." And like, I was like, "Why not?" She's like, "No, it's like too big of a mess or whatever." And I remember being like really sad. I was like, "I want to do this," and I never got to do it.
We should have done that for the podcast. We should have done the Grinch.
So maybe next year, if we have money, like if we do something for we'll make my dream come true.
Make Alan's dream come true, which means you should subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on social media,
Give us support.
But
that's my story. So it is a little bit sad looking back, but yeah.
Hey, your mom crushed your dream.
She did. I was really looking forward to that.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll make your dreams happen. It's never too late for a dream.
I have a question.
Yes.
We're supposed to decorate this before we make the structure, right?
I was gonna do that.
Okay.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the roof like that I can do when it's built, but like the doors.
Santa's coming.
I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when I build gingerbread houses, I'm always looking at the fucking box and copying it. I'm not gonna do that today.
Cheater.
I'm gonna be original, guys. We should have looked at the instructions. Literally, the first instruction is to knead the fucking icing.
We don't need that shit.
Number 2, arrange house pieces face down and pipe. Oh, so we are supposed to do the structure first. Okay.
I feel like it makes more sense to decorate it first because it's
Yeah, because then I'm just gonna be here like, especially
no,
with
but it's because we need to actually low-key we need to go like this, like face down and then put. Yeah.
Face down, ass up.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this real quick and still talk about Christmas. But then we're going to have like a little break where we stop building because we need to let it dry for 15 minutes. and then we'll get back to building. But
real.
Any Christmas stories on your end?
Let me see.
that are not sad.
That are not sad. I feel like I was a very strong believer in Santa.
Believer.
Where my believers at? Make some noise. Where my Santa stands at. And I feel like I like genuinely had Christmas spirit. Like I was like, Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love like all the little snow globes. I wanted to blue skidoo into all of them.
Snow globes? You used to like fuck with snow globes?
I never had them,
Nerd.
but like I started crying.
I think I had one. So
snow globes. I was like jealous of people that had them. Just like I thought there was something cool like lava lamps and shit.
Yeah. I get that.
Anyway, so I was like, dude, Santa's real. I can whatever.
Well, how old were you?
Maybe like 6, something like that.
I feel like all those years blend together for me and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like I was definitely like in elementary school or something. I need to make my hole bigger. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Go on. Say as you will.
Anyway, and so I used to like actually make a list because I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna read my fucking
He's
list.
gonna fucking check it twice.
He's gonna read my list and he's gonna give me everything.
Oh, wait, no, that's a naughty list. Never mind.
And I was like, ooh, like if I would be the nicest little girl around Christmas time because I was like, Santa is gonna give me everything that I want. And so I
just around Christmas.
After that, I was a menace. But so I used to write Christmas lists, like my wish list. And then my house had a fan that was like a remote controlled thing. And the remote was like mounted to the wall. And there was like a little like thing to hold it. So I would hide my list every day before like the night, Christmas Eve. I would like put my list on there. And of course, like I didn't get anything that was on the list because like
you're hiding it.
Because like I would only put it out like then and there. And there would be like fucking like expensive ass shit that like my family was not going to be able to afford. And so then like Christmas morning, I like wake up and it's like jeans and I'm like, that's not a Nintendo DS.
Where is my Nintendo?
Where is my Nintendo? But no, I was like I would like make cookies and shit and like leave it out for him because I was like, dude, San Nicolas and Baby Jesus are coming to town together, dude. Like power couple of the century.
It's the what's it called? The crossover of the century.
Crossover of the century. But then my parents would always make us go to midnight mass.
Midnight, goddamn.
Yeah.
All-nighter for Jesus.
Yeah. That's why I was like, bruh. I low-key like, I was so tired and grumpy for the midnight mass. I was like, all right, I'm over it. Happy birthday, Jesus. Let me go to sleep.
When did you find out he wasn't real?
I feel like
Is there a story behind that?
there's not a story for me, but there is for my little sister. We always bring it up every year because it's such a fucking funny story. But it was like, because there's 4 of us, so by the time my little sister was like of age to believe in Santa, like the rest of us had already like had our
Been
hearts
there,
shattered.
done that.
Yeah, been there, done that. And so my oldest sister opened a gift. I forgot what it was, but it was something that she wanted. And so she got really excited and she was just like, thanks, Mom and Dad. I mean, Santa.
Smooth.
She's just like, wink. Yeah, we got it. So every single Christmas now when we open the presents, we just go, thanks, Mom and Dad. I mean, Santa. It lives on. But my little sister was just like, what?
Aww.
But it's okay. She said that it's very funny. I was about to put this inside out. Inverted house.
Did you get them all ready?
What do you mean?
Like all your pieces ready? Get them all iced up before?
You did this fast. What the hell?
It's because you were talking.
Oh, yeah, I can't really do two things at once.
Okay, my turn to talk.
Okay.
I was not a believer in Santa.
You were not a believer? Believers make some noise.
I feel like my parents didn't really try to do that. I mean, when I was a baby, like, yeah, I used to call him a Hohoho. But like,
Hohoho.
I didn't know shit. Like, I used to call dogs wow-wows, you know, like, I would, of course, I'll believe Santa's real.
You're just a dumb baby.
But babies don't know a goddamn thing.
Babies don't know anything. Useless. Just kidding. No, I'm sorry. Sorry
Just
to all the
kidding,
babies out there.
We just hit baby hate episode.
Sorry to all of our baby listeners. We hope this doesn't offend you.
We get canceled by the baby community.
The Gerber community. There's the cocoa melon lovers. Oh my gosh.
Wait, you're building the roof?
Is that what this...
You're icing the roof.
Why didn't anybody tell me? I understand now. I understand what's happening.
You see it?
Wait. Bottom. Icy. Okay.
Yeah, in the bottom, yeah. So that it's I have never I've never put icing on the bottom of the cookie so that it stays on the thing, but it's so smart. I'm just realizing that now. Yeah, I don't know. I think my parents liked the pride of them giving us the gifts. So they'd be like, nah, I got you that shit. And I was like, you did.
You did.
Congrats. Thank you.
Shout out, Mom. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other stories? Or maybe mine was short. You need to build.
Yeah, I'm like, keep talking, bro, because then I'm going to be like...
Seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Nobody wants to work? Oh my God, this fucking icing is hard to squeeze.
I guess one of the things that we said we could talk about was favorite Christmas songs and movies. Mm-hmm. Do you have a preference of what we can start with?
I feel like songs because movies I actually haven't seen a lot. Whoopsie.
It's kind of same, I feel like. Let me see. So you said songs.
Yes.
One of my favorites, which I feel like has become very, I mean, I feel like it's always been popular since it came out, but like a lot of people have this answer, which is Last Christmas by Wham. It's such a good song.
You thought you were original.
I mean, at one point I did, and then like literally when you're in college and like it's the week before or like Christmas time, that's always like the icebreaker for like either your discussions or just like the orgs that you're a part of. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people agreed with me, and I was like, fuck.
You're like, oh, I'm not like the other boys.
I am like the other boys.
I am like the other boys.
But what about you?
I love all the old timey sounding Christmas music, like from back in the day. My favorite is like Sleigh Ride by Ella Fitzgerald. Very good. Runner up is Christmas time this year by Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know.
Is that actually an original song by them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go off,
Dave
Chips.
Seville wrote it. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's a hula hoop one, right?
Yeah,
I hope we don't get copyrighted for the beginning of this episode or from right now.
Oh shit, imagine.
No, I don't think so. I think they use AI.
That'd be so anti-Christmas.
But I think now my answer is a religious answer. I really like Peces en el Río, dude. Pero mira cómo beben los peces en el río. Pero mira cómo beben por ver a Dios nacer.
Beben y beben.
Banger. That one. Burrito Sabanero.
I feel like Burrito Sabanero, I love it, but I feel like it overshadows what a banger Peces en el Río is.
No, because everyone focuses on Burrito Sabanero, and I'm like, it's an anthem. I can dance to that, but Peces en el Río,
Peces
you
en
get
el
everybody
Río.
clapping and like synchronized, you know?
They sing about La Virgen se está peinando. Oh, that was my favorite line. I was like, oh, bars. But that one, and have you heard the Mamacita? Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I loved that one too.
That one's really good too.
That one is a great one. I feel like Burrito Sabanero, staple. But what are some other Latino Christmas songs?
Do I want to do an unpopular opinion right now?
Ooh. Let's see.
I don't really like Feliz Navidad. Or I think it's overplayed.
I see.
Or it's like when white people think of that the one Christmas song in Spanish, they're like Feliz Navidad, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, this fool.
This fool, por Jose Feliciano.
But I saw him at Coachella. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he sang that song. Right? That's him.
Yeah.
Or like that. I mean, you weren't there at Coachella, but like that's him, right?
Yeah, Jose Feliciano.
Bad Bunny brought him out.
Slay. Fuck.
You got this.
All right, guys. I'm starting to build. She's going up.
I liked it as a kid. I used to play the guitar to it.
Feliz Navidad. Oh my god.
Disclaimer, they were not the right chords at all. I was just strumming. It was one of those guitarras that you get while you're in line in Tijuana to cross the little ones.
I used to have one of those.
And I would just like get my Rock Band microphone, put it on like on a little stool, sit down and sing.
How? They made us sing that in my elementary school. We had like a Christmas show, and we would sing Era Rodolfo el Reno, que tenía la nariz. And then we would sing Feliz Navidad because it was bilingual. And then we would sing something else. I don't fucking know. Oh my goodness. But those are my favorite Christmas songs. I feel like, okay, I know everybody loves Mariah. All I Want for Christmas Is You. But I am a little bit of a bigger fan of the Kelly Clarkson song.
I thought you were going to talk shit.
Oh.
Underneath the Tree is good.
Underneath the Tree is really good.
It is good. Yeah. I never finished my thought about Feliz Navidad.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized it right now because I'm getting to this point and I'm not sure what I need to use this for, but I'm trying to read the instructions, but I'm not focusing. So I'm just going to do a little remix.
It's the remix.
But I think it's just repetitive. And every time it's on the radio, I'm like, okay, I get it, fool. I get Feliz Navidad. You said it 50 times. Like, give me some other lyrics. But that's just my gripe with it. But
That's just, I know that there's like some history behind the song of like, because like people hated Jose Feliciano.
not really. Oh, well, now that I know the history, you're making me feel bad.
Obviously, Alan, you don't know what you're talking. Just kidding. No. But he's a guitarist. He's a Latino guitarist, and one time he was asked to play the national anthem at a sporting event. I don't remember which one. I want to say it was baseball. But he did it he played the guitar in a Spanish style, and people went crazy and they hated that. And they were like, that's such a disrespect to the national anthem. Like basically being really racist towards him. And so after that, he became famous, obviously, or he was famous before then, but he got even more popular.
Put him on the map.
Yeah, put him on the map too. And then he made Feliz Navidad, and everybody was like, hey, this fool ain't that bad.
Well, that's a crazy thing because Jimi Hendrix also got hate for that, right? Where he did the national anthem with like the electric guitar.
Yeah, I guess
and,
people
like to protest Vietnam, and people were like,
how?
We all know the people.
We all know the people. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I don't think you need to put any on there.
No.
Okay. So this is a holder, dude. Look, it's holding my shit in place. And now I'm waiting for 15 minutes. I think maybe I need to put the chimney on, but
damn, you went fast. I gotta move my mic low key.
Attach chimney.
Hey there.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Me putting.
Sorry, that sounded so like. What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm. They knew. Ay, Dios mío, it's falling.
Ay, Dios mío. We get it. You're Latina. If you need help, just let me know. I'm almost done.
I need a strong man. Woo! Okay, hold on. I think I just need to like double up on this. If it collapses on video, I'm gonna be so sad.
Okay, I'm at the point where I'm waiting.
Fuck, my wall's already falling.
Your walls are coming down.
I'm so proud of you.
You like throw a tantrum. Yeah, just like, I'm done with this. Fuck it.
I don't want to do it.
I feel like I have to hold it, bro. How'd you get yours so good?
Here, let me get you this thing.
I'm in love with Nate Jacobs and he's in love with me. What the?
Here, let me help you.
What? It gets a little hat.
You go on morning.
Well, that's to hold it in place, right? Before, like, so that it dries.
It needs to like touch though.
It's not touching.
No. It's holding on by the grace of God. Let them let me just put more.
Anyways, what are your favorite Christmas movies? And to fill in the dead space. We have 15 minutes to talk. Oh, I should have put a fucking timer. Oh, at 9:30.
Oh my god, Chloe. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Okay.
Yay.
My favorite Christmas movie. I love stop motion, so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was one of them. I love.
What's that style? Like Rumpelstiltskin? No.
Rumpelstiltskin.
I'm trying that like animation style.
Is claymation, stop motion?
No, but it has like the people or like the studio or like the person who's done for that. I don't remember. No.
Laika from that early? No. But that is a stop motion one.
Okay, I'm gonna search it up. But yes, go ahead. Sorry.
I loved Rudolph. I loved how his voice was very like nasally, and I thought it was really funny.
I hated that.
Really? And I fucking loved that. Why am I such a misfit? Like that was a banger. I'm forgetting what song they sing when they go to the island of misfit toys, but that was also a banger. We are Santa's elves. So that was also banger. And I haven't really watched any Christmas movies. Like I was really bad about that. I know I said I was like all Christmas spirit and stuff, but I would only watch that one. And then Polar Express, even though everybody thought it was creepy, but I thought it was really good.
Polar Express.
Yeah. I wasn't like other girls.
I can't find it, but if anyone else, let me know in the comments. I love the Polar Express too. Actually, Polar Express was the first movie I remember watching in theaters.
In theaters?
It came out in 2003. So I feel like I do remember that. I don't remember a lot.
You were two. He's a baby again.
I feel like I do because I don't remember why I have such a strong recollection of that movie then, because I remember getting it on
How did you do that?
like that. No,
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
because I have such a strong recollection of like having a like nostalgia for that movie.
For Polar Express?
Yeah, and so much that I got it on like so much nostalgia that I got it on DVD. And like I don't think they ever played it on any of the channels.
That's how I watched it.
Because I remember like hot chocolate, and I remember me and my cousins would do that, and I think I want to go watch it with my cousins.
At 2 years old.
I feel like I remember. I don't remember much, but I for some reason that's one of the memories that sticks out. I don't know why. If not that, then maybe Madagascar.
If it wasn't the Polar Express, then it was definitely Madagascar.
Because it's like weird. Like I don't really remember a lot of my first, but for some reason I remember that. And I don't know. I think it's good. It is a little bit creepy maybe, but I still love it. I think it's a very beautiful story.
I thought it was great.
Did you know Tom Hanks was like 50 people in that movie?
A one-man show.
Me and Tom Hanks have that in common.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of really tight with my boy Tom Hanks. We have a lot of things in common.
You know, grew up one man show in it, you know.
I think I recognize it because I recognize his voice as Woody. And then I had I watched the movie Forrest Gump when I was younger, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then
I feel like I didn't know him from Woody. I think I knew him from Forrest Gump because my dad really liked that movie, so we would watch it a lot. That or maybe Castaway.
I've never seen.
You should watch Castaway. It's pretty. He gets stuck on an island.
Oh shit! Oh, you know what? We have like studied this.
Wilson.
I have heard that.
I cried at a Wilson edit. I don't remember. No, I think it wasn't. I think it was like the actual Wilson account on TikTok they posted. I don't really remember what it was, but I was like, wow. Maybe I'll try to find it and show it to you later.
I cried at the Speed Racer ending thing you said.
Really?
I love Speed Racer.
I'm making a comeback. I saw it on Twitter too. Or you also retweeted it on
I
Twitter.
looked for that shit on Twitter so I can retweet it.
But I think I had seen it on Twitter before
TikTok?
on TikTok, yeah. I should have sent it to you then.
That movie was so ahead of its time, bro. Had hella haters.
It was really good.
Want to try these candies.
Try 'em.
I know that they're going to be shitty.
I don't want to try a gumdrop, dude. Fuck a gumdrop.
No. Which one should I try?
Gingy would be so mad at you.
Gumdrop button. Which one should I try?
I feel like the crunchy ones might be good.
Like one of these?
Yeah,
One of these
yeah.
bad
Maybe try one of the
boys?
balls.
One of the balls?
Uh-huh.
All right, let me try a ball, everyone. All right, trying a ball.
Let me know if it has a flavor, if it's just like chalk. M&M.
Sorry, I didn't mean to crunch really loud.
Moment of truth.
It just tastes like candy.
It's just like sugar, like
yeah, it's just like
chalky
sugar.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while we wait, do we have any other Christmas? Do you have any Christmas memories to stand out?
Do you have any Christmas memories?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I have a story
Okay, you go.
that might get me hate. Not hate, but like, I really wanted a guitar, an electric guitar when I was maybe a teen, preteen, maybe around that age. Around the age I was putting on the show. No, I don't think it was around that age. But like I've always wanted to play the guitar. Like as a kid, like I told you about the little Tijuana guitar. And this Christmas I was just like, Dad, that's what I want. And then now looking back, like low-key my dad was like unemployed during that time because it was like the recession. And I was like, no, like I want it. I mean, I wasn't being like bratty about it, but like he really wanted to get it for me. And I remember going to Best Buy like 50 times to try to find one. It was a very bonding moment with me and my dad and my brother, by the way, like that, that time we spent together. And he like ended up getting me one for Christmas. And I never learned how to play.
Wow, get your ass back out there.
By the way, I just want to say, was he expecting me to learn by myself? I think you learned by yourself.
I did learn
But how?
YouTube. How old were you? You
Little.
said, like, Middle school.
recession-ish, maybe.
Okay, so like
that was like 2000,
09.
like yeah, like
Okay, so like
2009.
8.
So maybe I was like 9, 10 or 8, 9.
I definitely like knew how to like use the internet by then, because by then we
I
were
mean, me
like,
too.
I dabbled.
YouTube. My dad thought YouTube was like you would get viruses from YouTube. He wouldn't let me go on YouTube.
Really? No, dude. Me and my sister would be at the computer. We'd be that one fucking in the jungle tonight. Do you know what that is?
I know the song. I don't know what that.
It was just like a little animated, like, and they were like, "Oh boy," and
You know
Crazy
what?
Frog.
That might sound familiar.
Crazy Frog. Do you
Crazy
know
Frog, no.
You're lying.
I think I started hopping on the internet like Charlie the Unicorn, ASDF videos.
But Crazy Frog, no.
No, is he ugly?
Kind of.
Pee-pee, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I do know what that fool looks like, but like never explicitly sought him out. He was just always there. I never.
What about Gummy Bear?
Oh, Gummy Bear, November 13th.
Look for the Gummy Bear album out November.
I remember Gummy Bear. Yeah, what an era.
Oh my gosh.
Annoying Orange, Fred.
Yeah.
That time.
Fred.
That time of the internet. Wow. Throwback.
Throwback.
Anyways, how'd you learn how to play guitar?
Your Guitar Sage on Instagram, on YouTube. I tell myself, well, maybe that was a lie. I like attempted to teach myself. Like I taught myself how to tune it. I taught myself how to learn like basic chords and stuff like that. But I was like getting a little frustrated because I didn't know techniques, because they just show you the chords. They don't show you techniques.
That's what I'm saying.
And so my mom found like an ad at like this place that
Points
gave me,
proven.
Yeah.
I needed him to fucking get me lessons. What was I supposed to do as an 8-year-old?
and they gave me like 2 free lessons, or she would we would go to different places that would offer us different like
Wow.
free
Oh, so you
first
became an expert,
lessons.
though.
So like I would like go to like a free first lesson. They're like, she's really good, and like not knowing that I had gone to the other ones.
She's gifted.
But I did take classes for, I want to say a little bit less than a year, like in 8th grade. And they just kind of threw me in there. Before that, I don't remember what the first song I learned. I think the first song I learned how to play was Sabor a Mi, but it was like really like
Wow.
basic, just
That's
like
a good one to
that.
play.
And then after that, jumping right into fucking Blackbird by the Beatles, and just that was fucking crazy.
Damn.
Like that was like one of the very first full songs that I learned. Because have you heard that song?
I feel like I have.
Well, it's really complicated. Not to brag or anything.
Yeah, I don't think you got the reaction that you wanted out of me. I was like,
You were like, I was like, yeah, I played Blackbird by the Beatles. Oh wow, great! That's
that was more impressed by Sabor a Mi. I was like, whoa.
awesome. But no, dude, I would get mad because it was hard. It was really, really hard. I would cut up my fingers. My wrist would be cramping. Like it was painful, low key, to learn how to play the guitar. But my guitar era was fun. I miss her. I was like, I'd be like, and like my mom would just be like in the corner, like, like, and she still asks me to this day, like not every time, but most of the time when I FaceTime her, she's like, learn any new songs lately? And I'm like, I'm sorry,
Put
no.
those lessons to use, girl. They were free.
No, because one time she did end up paying for them eventually. No, because one time my dad, which I think I've told you this before, but one time I was rocking out in my room, like playing guitar, being slay, and then my dad like peeps his head in my room, and then I'm like, stop, and I'm like, hi, like, do you need anything? And he's just like, you play the guitar? And I was like, you pay for my lessons.
I do remember that.
Which I feel like it's such a dad thing.
Yeah.
Because like friends that I've been friends with for like years, he's always like, what's her name?
I saw this thing on TikTok where they were asking, it might have been like Jimmy Kimmel or like one of those talk shows where they asked like, they have the kid and the dad, and they ask the dad questions about the kid, and
Yeah, they don't know.
They were just like, what's your daughter's babysitter's name? And he's like, we don't have a babysitter, which I feel like he was just trying to save face, saying that he didn't have a babysitter. And she's like, it's Madison. Just calling him out.
Madison's just like with them. She's like the nanny. Oh my god.
By the way, I just realized I put the roof on the wrong. Well, not on the wrong side, but like I guess I put this on wrong.
What this? Oh, the
You see.
chimney.
Anyways, any gifts? We
Oh fuck.
whole tangent.
No. When I was younger, I always, for as long as I can remember, wanted a camera. Like that's what I wanted when I was little. But that shit was too expensive.
Yeah.
Because my family used to do like Secret Santa, like with all the tios would pick the name of one of the kids, and
I
like
see.
so there would be like the tios were like.
Can I
the
pause you
Secret
real
Santa.
quick? I think
Yeah.
we're ready to start decorating.
Yeah.
So that we're doing something well. But yes, go ahead.
Blame it on the boogie. Wait, how'd you do that?
Just
Hold on.
you want me to help?
Yeah. He breaks it.
Oh God, I might.
The chimney. That's just gonna fall off.
That's fine.
Oh well, it'll fall off.
My house doesn't have a chimney, so
What do you mean? Oh, you like your
like home.
home. Oh, this is gonna fall.
Anyways, you were saying you wanted a camera.
Oh,
Your deal,
yeah.
Secret Santa.
So like, they would give us like ads, to like look through, like toys and shit. And I would always fucking not look at the toy ads and look at the tech ads. Be like, I want the camera. And they were always like, bitch, that's expensive. Like, why don't you just want a My Little Pony like a little regular girl? And I was like, I want a fucking camera. And so one year I actually did get one, but it was like a toy camera, essentially.
I see.
Like the ones that are like, smile. And it has like the...
How old are you?
maybe
About?
like 8-ish, something like that.
Because I remember also really wanting a camera. And then I remember like being like looking it up online. I mean, like, look, this one's like less than $100. It was like a little camcorder, but it was like shitty.
Yeah.
So we went to Walmart and my mom was like, I'm not going to get, or like my mom and my dad were like, we're not going to get you that one. It like sucks. So they got me like one that was a little bit more expensive. So I was like,
Ooh.
bless. And I still have it.
Yeah. And then one year I actually got do you remember the flip video camera?
Mm-hmm.
I got one of those. And I was like, dude, I made my first little video on that. My school projects were all on that. And then one time me and my friends, we just finished like shooting a school video. It was fucking genius. It was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
It was, and then I dropped the camera and lost all the footage that we shot. So we had to start all over. And might I say, the second time around, even better. I was like, oh,
You
fuck.
perfected it.
I was like, shit.
Damn.
Also, I have no artistic direction for this. I'm just going for it.
That's fine.
But dude, I loved making videos on I've been scrolling Facebook Marketplace for the flip camera just
Aw.
for like
Memes.
nostalgia's sake. Cause like I want that shit again. Like we should get one. Cause even though they have like only 2 gigabytes of internal memory and that's it. I think it'd be kind of fucking funny.
What do we need the internal memory for? Or like you can't
there-
put an SD?
No, there's no SD card. Like it's like literally it's you can't put a CFast card in that shit. Dude, we should make a whole fucking movie on the flip camera.
That'd be funny.
Let's steal it from JC. And so I love that flip camera. It was so funny. But did you ever go out of town for Christmas?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. If anything, we just went to like Central California with family.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of our family was like close by, so they would come to us like from Mexico or like stuff like that.
Dang. I think one time I went to Mexico for Christmas and I had a Nintendo DS that I like low-key had to share. And and I remember playing Cooking Mama like all the fucking time. And then I was on the plane. I don't know. I bet we were flying like Volaris or something.
Yeah.
And then I dropped my stylus like on the plane, never to be seen again.
Bruh.
Playing Nintendogs without a stylus.
Oh, my
I was trying
my
to.
scene.
You're making a mess. Just kidding.
I am. I'm sorry. I'll clean it.
I was trying to feed my Nintendogs and I was like, guys, mama's here. Don't you worry. But I couldn't throw the damn frisbee.
You couldn't use your finger?
Like I could, but it wasn't the same.
I feel like I use my finger a lot
It was
with those games.
yeah, but then my little sister broke it.
I've been wanting a DS. Like, I haven't seen people play with it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We're already like an hour in.
I know. Yeah, should we maybe, do you want to start talking about movies?
Yeah.
And shit?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to like we're not done.
Enough rambling, guys. Fuck.
We're going to talk about Blue Beetle.
Yes.
So like kind of like off the cuff, no real script or anything or thoughts written down. I watched this movie 3 times. I watched it twice in theaters and once at home with my parents. What were your first impressions?
My first impressions was this music is bumping. Like, damn. I had known that the soundtrack was really good. I think I saw it on TikTok somewhere that somebody was just like, oh, like when you have Latino filmmakers making movies about Latino families, like you get soundtracks like this and not like fucking, like I know I fucked with Spy Kids, but one thing I didn't fuck with was like the music in Spy Kids. That it was just like a Spanish guitar and they're just like
I see.
Latinas like that. Like
Yeah.
that's what defined, that's like the only aspect, or not the only one, but like they got lazy with the music.
Yeah.
So I noticed the music right away in this one. I was, oh my chimney. Sorry. It's gonna fall anyway. But yeah, I did notice the music right away with this one. Just banger after banger after banger. And I was like, damn, like it made me think like if I ever made something, like I would want it to have a soundtrack like that.
Yeah, and I think it was because they had that DC budget, like that.
Yeah.
That, what's it called? A superhero movie budget that they were able to get a lot of those songs. But I agree. I think that music is a very big part of the culture, and being able to do that right or do justice to that is one of the important parts of it while filmmaking. Anything else?
Sorry, I'm like looking at what you're doing. I'm like, what do you do? How did you do
I
that?
put the door up.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Any other initial thoughts?
Shala, he's kind of little.
Natalia, what are you saying? What are you saying to everybody right now? Just kidding.
No, because it was so funny. Because like I always thought he was really handsome, but I've never really seen him like in action, like acting or anything. And I was like giggling. I was like, he's got a pretty face. What can I say?
I know we're not talking about his hair, but I want to grow out my hair like that, or like that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, so. I loved his hair the whole time. I was just like, this guy has awesome fucking hair, dude.
Awesome locks.
Awesome great locks, dude. Great locks. But I thought he was very charming. Which is like the first thing that I noticed. I was just like, oh my God, this kid is like very, very charming. His character was very charming. And yeah, I don't know what I was expecting his age to be in the movie. Because this was also my first time watching it, guys. Sorry, coming clean.
What do you mean?
That it was my first time watching it? Or like, what do you mean?
Oh, like Blue Beetle?
Yeah, it was my first time watching Blue Beetle. Disclaimer, I didn't watch it just because I am just not a superhero fan in general, even though I should have watched it anyway.
Well, that's fine. You watched it now.
Yes, I did watch it now. And I did enjoy it. But I wasn't expecting him to be our age, like in the movie. Like he's literally fresh out of college.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
Maybe that's why I really liked it.
I was like, oh my God, he is so me. I was like, damn. And so there was a lot of themes there that I felt like I related to a lot. And that like feeling like, you know, your whole life you get told if you get a college degree, then you're able to like provide for yourself, provide for your family, and just like be able to get out of the cycle of like, what's it called? Like poverty cycles and stuff like that. And then they didn't explore it too much in the movie, but they did.
That's what I
touch
was gonna
upon.
say.
Yeah.
That was one of my gripes with it, which is like I do like that messaging, but they didn't really do anything with it. Kind of after,
Yeah.
it's just like that first scene, and it felt also very like the way it was written. It was like very telling you exactly the message that it wanted you to take it from it. It wasn't done in a very like clever way. It was very much tell.
Yeah.
In like 5 minutes, you learned what the lesson of that was supposed to be. But I'm like, then they kind of never came back to it. And I was like, well, that's one of the criticisms I have of it. But
yeah. But I feel like that's just superhero movie scripts in general. And I feel like that may be one of the reasons why I don't like it. Like I hate sounding like a, what's it called? Prestigious, like, but also it's just really overstimulating, like in the action movies and stuff. So I think like even like spoiler alert. Can I say spoiler alert?
yeah.
Okay, like spoiler alert, like when the dad died, like I didn't even cry because I was so overstimulated by how he died. I was like, oh my God, there's too many things going on right now. But no, I really did like that they had, or I thought it was really interesting that he was our age, like literally fresh out of college. But I do wish that they had explored that a little bit more with the storyline.
Yeah, it was yeah, I that's maybe one of the only criticisms I have. Another one, you know how I feel about people trying to prove they're Latino. They're like, this is a Latino film, this is a Latino film. It felt like that a little bit at the beginning. And the second time I watched it, it was like even more. The third time I watched it, I was like, yeah, okay. But kind of like that zoom in on the taco, like when he comes back from college.
Oh, and he's like fucking up the taco.
And he's fucking up the taco. I'm like, very close shot. We get it. It's a taco. Things like that. But it kind of forgets that. And once it goes into like actually being a superhero movie, it's like, okay, it's a superhero movie and he happens to be Latino. You get me?
Yeah.
It kind of falls out of that rhythm.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Because I think I did see that at the beginning too. I didn't notice that, but I think I had noticed it only because I heard you point it out before in the past. But I do agree with that it was like, because you know, is it a Marvel? No, DC movie. My bad. So everybody's gonna be in the comments.
I like the characters. I think the characters were really fun. Who was your favorite character?
Hold on, wait, sorry. I didn't trust what's her name?
The girl. I don't remember her name either. Fuck.
Jenny.
When
she was
Cord.
I was like, girl, I don't trust you. You've already like fucked up so many things. But she was trying. At the end, I was just like, okay, girl, you pulled through, whatever. But I feel like my favorite character like was Jaime.
Yeah.
I feel like he was very charming, very charismatic. But I'm like,
did you like the sister? What did you think of the sister?
I thought the sister was actually pretty well done because I'm not the biggest fan of the little sister trope of like have you seen To All the Boys?
Yes. Yes, actually. I've seen the first two.
Every time Kitty's on the screen, I'm like, get out of my face. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, please do not take up too much of my time right now, Kitty, because like, girl. But like, and I know people always make fun of like that trope on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
But I felt like this little sister didn't really do that.
She kind of had that energy, but it wasn't over the top.
It wasn't over the top. It was just like it. She actually felt like a little sister and not like a overbearing like. Yeah, if you want to get to my sibling, you're gonna have to go through me. Like that kind of energy. She was really fun. I liked her a lot, actually. Like, she grew on me. I was just like, oh, little sister. But
Trigger warning. What did you think of George Lopez?
Puppy. I thought his character was really funny.
Yeah, I think he did a great job.
Yeah, of like portraying that kind of character. I liked, I kind of just liked his whole, like, him being, I don't know, would you call that a black sheep?
distrusting of like the government, or maybe
because like he was like very different from the rest of them, but also very much like a part of the family still. Like even though he was very different and his views of the world were different, like the family was just like, oh, like it's just Uncle Rudy like doing what he does. It's just his thing. But I was like, I forgot like how like I forgot what I was gonna say. 'Cause we were talking about George Lopez, right? I don't know. You speak now.
As much as George Lopez right now is not as popular because of things he said or like not supporting other Latino artists, it's roles like these that he really makes his own and makes the movie really entertaining for people who might not have supported this movie either way, and he brings in the people. So I get that. I enjoyed him. I thought he was really funny. I think he played the character really well. I don't know what else to say about him. Oh, his line. One of his lines that's my favorite in this movie, and we quoted it, or I quoted it on one of the clips, which is like people think crossing the border it's hard. Like, yeah, it's hard, but you know what's hard the next 20 years? And I'm like, that's so fucking true. Like for people who do that, it's like once you're here, you're like, here it's a decision you make. And I'm like, that was a really touching scene, I think, that he had with Jaime. Yeah. Of him being like, no man, you're not a loser, like we love you. Things like that.
I loved how much they loved each other. I loved how Latino they were, because when they loved hard. And, and it was just like refreshing to see that, because like I know it's like a movie about family as well, like in addition to it being a superhero movie. And I loved that they like weren't afraid to like show how much this family loves each other, like not only in the things that they do for one another, but in the way that they speak to each other. Like there was still that element of like the way that Latino families like joke around with like the kids and stuff like that. But it wasn't like in a disrespectful way. Like sometimes it can come across in like Latino families.
I see.
So they just kind of had like fun with it. And I loved how much they said, I love you to each other. I was just like, oh, my family could never. We'd say, I love you.
I know.
But,
not to sound sad, but my mom only started saying, I love you after I went to college.
No, because
like through the phone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, one of my gumdrops.
Gumdrop button.
What else am I trying to think of? I thought, what'd you think of the villain in this movie?
The mom from Speed Racer?
Yeah, what's her name? Susan Sarandon?
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting when I saw that they were going the route of female villain.
Circling back, when we had our first guest, Selene, on the podcast.
Shout out.
Her and I talked about one of the scenes, and you hadn't seen it yet, but you have seen it now. And it was a scene where he gets dragged, or his family gets dragged out of the house when they're looking for him. I thought that was a very impactful scene, knowing kind of the story of Chavez Ravine, but just knowing the story about Latino people getting evicted from their houses. What did you make of that scene?
I think because as soon as it started happening, I was like, oh, this is the scene that they were talking about. And I feel like I did get a little bit more choked up in that scene, especially like the way that the editing and the camera work for that scene specifically, the way that it like followed whoever was getting pulled out, and then it like panned to the hands, and the hands were like holding each other, trying to hold on. And it was just like cut back and forth between them like screaming to each other, of just like trying to like stay together, like no matter what happens, no matter who's trying to pull them apart, like the goal was that they stayed together and that they like went through it together, which was also like kind of like like you said, one of the messages that was like explicitly said was like, life is hard, but like as long as we go through this journey together. But it was like I was able to see those parallels that you guys were talking about with like the Chavez Ravines just like being evicted or like forcefully, and it did like Yeah, it did. That's one of the parts that did, I think, get me too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's why you said you didn't really feel anything when the dad died. I did. But that was just because of all that emotion that I think was that I had about those thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
But just seeing it happen in this way and very artfully done really helped put you in the shoes of these people and helped you feel the feelings that people who have been historically evicted from their houses might have felt. So I think it was a good thing to shed light on and to do it in this way. And it might pique curiosity for people to do research on stuff that's actually happened.
Yeah.
But overall, what were your thoughts, or like what do you think? And before we move on,
I think that it was really fun to have a superhero movie that just like, it's a superhero that just so happened to be Latino. And I like, while I was watching it, I was just thinking about all the little kids that would watch it and like think like I don't know what other word to use besides epic, like how epic it is to like see themselves and see people who look like them and their families portrayed in this genre that's really popular, and just like popular media, and how successful it is. Like you said, it was like number 1 on HBO or Max. My bad.
Yeah, it didn't do so hot in theaters, like actual box office.
Yeah.
But on Max, I think it's doing pretty well.
Well, in theaters, it was released during the strike. No.
Yes, so they also didn't have promotion.
They couldn't really promote it or anything. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking about.
I think I'm done.
That's what I was thinking about, of just like all the little kids, because that's kind of like what I want to do too in my career. Like, fingers crossed if everything goes according to plan and I have a career in this industry of just making things for that I needed to see when I was younger. And that's just like, you know, Latino representation, Latinos doing cool shit, like being superheroes and like action movies. And I mean, I won't make an action movie personally, sorry. But, stuff like that.
You brought that up, and now I'm thinking like, what would I have thought if I saw this as a kid? Because me and my brother were very big Spider-Man fans. And I mean, not saying that people weren't going to be fans of other superheroes, but like, I can't imagine what this movie would have meant to us as kids to see him portrayed and see someone like our family. Like, one of the scenes that really stands out to me. Yeah, watch out.
Oh no.
Sorry.
My life.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll keep going. One of the scenes that stood out to you.
Yeah. One of the scenes that really stands out to me is when he comes back from like Earth and he crashes back into the house, the way they wake him up is with Vaporu.
Yeah.
So I was just like, little touches like that. I remember watching it with my parents and we paused it because they were going to do something. And the frame that I had paused was when he first gets like the suit and everyone's freaking out. He looks at himself on the Virgin Mary, on the Virgin Maria, and his eyes are like reflected and he's looking at his reflection on that. Like, that's just such a tasteful. What do you think of the production design in the house? I think it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so much texture, like you were saying. I thought they did a really good job with this movie. When it was strong, it was really strong. Some things that they can overcome, but again, I think overall it's a really strong movie.
Yeah, I think because I always like, every time I have that criticism, which is like a valid criticism to have, but then I always have to remember like we're still breaking that barrier of like,
and like, I mean, I would love to. Sorry to cut you off.
No. You're good.
I would love to talk to the director, or maybe even Cholo himself. Like, I know some stuff isn't a creative choice in some sense. It's the studio being like, maybe make it a little bit more like this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because like we always say, at the end of the day, it's a business and it needs to make money. And it needs to quote unquote appeal to larger audiences and stuff. But I'm glad that we're pushing away from that a bit, and starting to make things that like feel authentic. But yeah, so I did see those elements of like almost like spoon feeding you, like. But that I was able to recognize, like, okay, that's for somebody who may not know this part of the culture. And then there's other things like the Vaporu or like them making the joke about Maria la del Barrio. Like, I died. I was just like, that's so fucking funny, dude. Like, that's really funny. Things like that are like little homages and stuff, I think, to like.
Yeah, because, you know, one thing I think this movie does really well, and I'm glad we're getting ideas about it now because I do want to talk about it.
Yeah, now that we're fucking done with this shit, dude.
Now that we're not hella focused.
I'm gonna try one of these.
I think this movie shows off poverty in a great way that isn't like super sad or traumatic. It's like, and I've said this before, like, yes, poverty can feel like that sometimes, but also like as a kid or even just as an adult, you're looking at the bright things, or you're kind of like making the best out of that situation. It's not always tearful. It's not always traumatic. It was shown, and then they told us that they were having financial problems, but it was like they were still having fun. They were still trying to make the best of what they had. So that, I think that's one of the elements that it does really well.
That candy sucked. I'm sorry.
Which one was it?
On the tree. Okay, but now that I can focus on one thing, I'm so sorry, everybody. That yes, I did notice that element, and it made it like started to make me think of like my parents and like how, you know, being an adult also means like having the like deciding, oh my God, how do I want to say this? Because like when you're younger, you overreact when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
You want to throw a fit, and it's like to you it's hella serious, but it's always like an adult that calms you down, and it's just like, girl, it's not that serious. Like it's not that serious. And I felt like that was kind of like the things that I saw throughout the movie was like the dad always saying like, it's okay, everything's gonna be okay. Like even when things were clearly not okay.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, no matter what, like it's gonna be okay, and you just need to like be resilient, and you need to use this to like fuel your next move, like what you're gonna do in life, and you need to like learn how to like pick yourself up, which I mean is a theme that we did talk about a bit in Radical too.
Yeah. The donkey story.
The donkey
If
story.
you haven't seen that episode, it's episode 11, previous episode. So, yeah, I think it was watching it. I remember being very skeptical about it when it was first going to come out, because, and we talked about this last time.
We talked
Sorry,
about
I was thirsty. We talked about this last time where we didn't trust the media for so long, or like Latino media, because it had always been not that great. I was afraid it was going to be like Scraps, which it kind of is, because the superhero phase is kind of dying, and now that it's the superhero phase is kind of dying, like now we're getting our shot. But yeah, I loved it. I think it's a very important film. As someone who does like superhero movies and I like grew up with them, I can't imagine what it would have been like to see this movie. So I think it's very important. I think things could have done better, but I feel like as an artist, even with my own work, I think things could always be done better. So the things that it did right, it did them really good. So praise to the director, to the writers, producers, actors.
Slayers. All the slayers.
But yeah, any final thoughts about that before we move on to 2023 movies?
I will say at the end, I loved that it was very short and very rushed, but I do love that they did include the fact that the community all came together to help them at the end. Like it's literally like just that moment, and all the mom says is like, everybody came to help us, or like,
Yeah.
And I think that was a very sweet moment, and especially like we're talking about, or like you were saying that this movie, the way that the movie tackles like poverty, and it does it in a way where it's like, I feel like in communities like that, communities are very important, or like the sense of community is very important.
It helps you feel less.
Yeah, it helps you feel like
less in trouble.
Yeah, like you're not going through it alone. And so it was just nice to see like the neighbors, like even though we didn't see them at all,
yeah.
Like maybe once when they were getting evicted from the house, we saw like one family peek out of the window, but at the end, like people still showed up, they still cared, and they still like wanted to look out for one another. And that's like, I feel like that's something that you don't get in communities that aren't like, I don't know,
Going through the same thing.
Yeah,
together.
going through the same thing, or like
going through the trenches together.
Like I don't know, I don't know how to describe it. I think I have like this memory. I don't know if you remember, but we were hanging out with a group of people that, because like in college, like we did the Latino Film and Theater Association, so we were around a lot of Latinos all the time. And one time we were hanging out and hosting something and for a group of people that weren't all Latino, and they would comment and be like, "You guys are amazing hosts. Like you guys," and I was just like, do other people not do this for you when you come over? Like, do they not feed you? Do they not like give you drinks? Do they not offer you this and that? So I was just like, I don't know if that's just like, is that a Latino thing, or is it just like being a good person? Like,
I feel like it can be both, but
because like I was very surprised. I was just like, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, but I mean, I don't know, because I feel like also when you get very like high up societal wise, like you want to be a good guest, and like you grow up with like throwing big parties or like with people that you don't really know that well. And then that's when the manners like really have to kick in.
I see.
But I don't know,
because I feel like we would do that with our friends all the time anyway. Like just like offer snack, offer drinks, offer this and that. But I thought that was really interesting. I was just like, community slay. But yeah, if you guys host something, you guys should have stuff for your guests.
This turns into a lesson.
It's like, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess real quick before we move on to our top movies of 2023, or just like talking about Latino movies in 2023, let's do some housekeeping. If you guys have made it this far into the episode, we appreciate it so much. If you are listening on a podcast platform, go ahead and give us a rating and give us 5 stars. Give us a review. Give us 5 stars. We would really appreciate it. And if you are listening or watching on YouTube, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. We're almost at 200 subscribers. We're at 160.
Really?
Yeah. And we have pretty good listeners following us on the podcast platforms too. So it's great. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Follow us on social media at Hand Me Down Pod on TikTok and on Instagram. We are trying to be better with trends and give you guys exclusive content like on one over the other. If you miss an episode, that's fine. You get all the best clips on our social media, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you also get cool announcements about stuff. Like you got to see what's the episode going to be about before it comes out. So all that cool stuff on our Instagram and TikTok at Hand Me Down Pod. But yeah, again, I just want to take this moment to thank you guys a lot. It really means a lot that you guys are still watching and listening. So thank you.
Yay. Into the new year. Slay.
So with that, I called this segment 2023, the year of Latino cinema. In recent memory, I can't think of a better year for Latino films. Or like there might be some like lowbrow, like artsy better year for Latino films, but like in terms of like blockbusters and it just being out there in the public conscience, like I don't even have to think about what movies came out that were Latino, like they're in my face. I think it's a good year. I will say a lot of them still sometimes are on streaming. Let's get them into the theaters, and I think that's what streaming companies are seeing, like we got to get these movies in theaters. But a great year for Latino film, I think.
That's not something that I noticed until I think you brought it up, where you're just like, there's a lot of movies that came out this year that were, you know, Latino characters, Latino writers, Latino producers, directors. So it's super exciting to see that, and it like gives hope as well for the future for like people like us who are trying to break into this industry.
It gives hope, but I was trying to see what movies might come out next year that are like Latino like this. I didn't see any, or like maybe I have to do more research, but I didn't see any that were like, I mean, I didn't do that much research. I put like most anticipated films of 2024, and none of them were like Latino. And I was like, okay, well, maybe let's see.
How long before it gets released does a movie typically get announced?
A couple of years if it's a big movie, but maybe at least a year. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like 2023 sounds. I feel like we're gonna look back at 2023 and be like, damn, that was a good year. I mean, just since we started the podcast in September, we've already, with this Blue Beetle review, we've already reviewed 3, which is insane to me that we're able to do that. And there's some that we didn't even get to review that are still really good Latino stories. And hopefully maybe one day we get to revisit. But I guess focusing on the 3 that we have reviewed, we reviewed A Million Miles Away, episode 2. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't. It's really good. It's a fun time. We reviewed Radical, which was episode 11 this past episode. So if you haven't viewed that one, go ahead and go watch it. And today we reviewed Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Very different films, I think. 2 based on real life and one totally fictional.
One totally fictional.
If you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you had to like rank them or kind of how would you place them? Or I guess we're lucky enough. Yeah, one of the candies. Well, we're lucky enough to be that these 3 movies that we have reviewed have not been bad representation. I think we will firmly stand that they have been, all these 3 that we have seen have been great representation. So
yeah.
In starting to try to think of ranking them, like what does that process look like?
Well, first of all, these are all tremendous stories that I'm so thankful that we're able to make it with the budgets that they did, because I think the studios that produced them are pretty big studios, so it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like big budget movies, a lot.
Big budget movies. So it's amazing that these stories are making it out there, and I'm super excited. And if you guys haven't seen any of them, we highly recommend that you do. If I had to rank them, and this is totally based on my personal
exactly, yeah, there's
like,
nothing
opinion.
else, nothing.
Yeah. I would out of the 3 that we've reviewed on the channel so far, right? I would do. Should I do bottom to top or top to bottom?
Bottom to top.
Bottom to top. So I would do Blue Beetle just because I mean at the
I fucking hate Blue Beetle. Just kidding.
I'm like scared.
I was like, oh, put Blue Beetle at the bottom, but that's just because as I explained to everybody, I'm just not a superhero girly, but I love the story. I thought it was still really fun. But yes, Blue Beetle, and then A Million Miles Away, I think would be the second one. And then Radical would be on top. I think Radical quite changed my life. I think I was like, damn. Wow. I think Radical was like what I want movies to be like for me. Or not for me, just for me. But like, or I mean, like when I go into a movie and it like has the potential to be something super impactful, I would like it to be something like Radical, like the way that Radical was super impactful to me. So yeah.
I mean, not to be a bandwagon, not to follow the crowd, but I think mine might be very much the same. I think I would put Blue Beetle at 3rd place. I like I said, I think this movie would have been really impactful for me as a kid, and it's trailblazing in its own way, where it's like one of these really high budget superhero movies to be made with Latinos directing and starring in it, and it being a Latino family, like it means a lot. And I think it's a great step forward, because as much as I also like quote unquote artsy films, or films that might be a little bit more quote unquote meaningful, like telling real stories or whatever, Latino representation is also having these types of movies. So I think it's a great step in that direction. So yeah, I would put it 3rd. I think it's just that I like the other 2 films a little bit more. Second, I think would also be A Million Miles Away. That one also kind of feels like studio, big budget-y kind of film. Yeah. Where it's a great story, great feel-good story. It's really nice to look at. And then Radical on top. Radical has become one of my favorite movies ever. Not just out of 2023, but really ever. It was really impactful. I watched it twice. It was really good. I don't know what else to say. Great casting. Love to see that representation too. It was, really good. I think the style to it was kind of like it had the like cinematic look, which I think was missing from the other 2, because those are just like made to be that type of movie. Yeah. Well, this was like,
it was very moving in all aspects of the storytelling and the cinematography.
Yeah. And just like other Latino movies that came out this year, Chupa, I remember watching that one. I remember liking the grandpa. I think it's a Nepo Baby film. I think Alfonso Cuarón's kid directed that.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, and it was another good thing to see on Netflix to be like, okay, well, this looks cool.
It was a fun fantasy
Yes.
like movie, I think.
Yeah, very, very fantastical. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I saw that one was fantastic. That one's like, it was really good. I mean, I don't really know what else to say without like either being a spoiler. If you really like the first one, I remember watching it and being like, maybe like in the first 5 minutes, I was like, there's no way they're going to top the first one. The first one was really good. They shut my mouth. I was like, whoa, it's really good. So if you haven't seen that, I think that one's also on Netflix. And then Scream 6, we're going to give that one a shout out because two Latinas as the protagonist, and you know, everything that has happened after Melissa after Melissa Barrera spoke out against the genocide going on in Palestine or in Gaza. They kicked her off of out of the film, and then it's allegedly Jenna Ortega also quit in solidarity. I don't think it was ever confirmed, but it's very suspicious that she also dropped.
Same week.
Courtney Cox also was like, I'm not going to be in this anymore.
Damn.
So, you know, standing up for what she believed in, and she's very commendable for her to do that. I know as an actor, it's probably not easy to do that. And also because she's not like an A-list actor. So like actors need work, and for her to be like, nope.
Yeah.
And be able to speak up, and, you know, it was fucked up what happened to her. But I like Scream 6. I was going to go watch Scream 7 just because of those two actresses. They fucked up.
I feel like a lot of people feel the same.
Yeah.
Because, very commendable to stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah. But other than that,
that scared me, dude. Sorry.
we are done with our gingerbread houses. Other than that, I mean, I guess we're nearing the end of the episode.
Yeah. So a little bit of a long one today. Sorry, everybody.
Come back and watch it. I mean, I guess if you were already here, you already watched it all, but watch it in parts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, apologies for me being distracted like half of the time. I was like not my best speaker self today, but it was still fun. These are the gingerbread houses that we made.
Gingerbread house reveal.
Gingerbread house reveal. Comment which one you'd prefer to live in. Comment which one you'd prefer to pay rent in. And let us know who you would like your landlord to be. if you could have any landlord, who would it be? Let me see. Who would my landlord be? Herman.
Our old landlord.
Our old
lived together.
God, no.
But anyways, I guess reaching the end of the episode, let's get sentimental. I mean, I think we already did give our thank yous, but I mean, do we want to reflect a little bit before we go?
Yeah, on like life or the podcast?
Both. I was thinking podcast, but both. Fuck it.
Let me see. I think I am very grateful to have started this project. I think it was something that we both talked about starting in a time of our lives that was not the easiest to go through. And I think it like started after like we had a conversation, and it was very deep and sentimental, and we were just like, not to be those bitches, but like imagine
we should start a podcast.
So it was just like very special that like, you know, in shadowy times, we were able to still be resilient, which is like the themes that we talk about in a lot of the films that we review, and just like celebrate what we're passionate about, speaking up for who we're passionate about too. And it's been awesome to see that community grow of people who feel the same way, like-minded people. People have been leaving very nice comments and nice messages of just like they love what we're doing, and we appreciate the fact that we're even being heard, because that's something that we talk about, is that the fact that, you know, a lot of times Latino voices aren't heard, and they aren't like, you know, given the limelight. And that's something that I think that we want to do with this podcast. And it's just been cool to like see people who I haven't spoke to in a really long time, like interact with the podcast. And it's just like, it's nice to still have a sense of community, I think, and to be able to talk to people and, you know, touch people. And I think that's what I've always wanted to do. And like in my career or just in life, like if I'm your friend or if I'm somebody you come across the internet, like I hope that I leave some sort of impact on you in any way. But that's my spiel.
What a great answer. Let's give it up for Natalia, everybody.
Clapping.
I think very similarly, I always tell people, if you ever see me being really creative as fuck, knowing that I'm going through it. So take that as you will with this project for the time being. I'm really grateful for everybody who still tunes in. And I think we're getting more and more people tuning in every week. So that's great to see. I got this question asked, or someone asked me this question during an interview, and they were like, what would you say is like your thing? Like if like besides like filmmaking or like making stuff, like what would you say is your thing? Like if someone saw you, they'd be like, oh, that's Alan, his thing is this, like he's this guy. And I said, I think my thing is like representation and like fighting for representation no matter what it looks like. If it's like Latino representation, if it's queer representation, if it's representation for women, I think just doing my best to be able to help in those aspects. And I think that's what this podcast really is about, is like trying to uplift these voices and helping telling our own stories, but also helping people tell their stories, whether it be guests or just like things like that. Like we want to have more, the past two guests that we've had have been very creative. So just keeping those creative guests coming and being like, having them be able to tell their stories, share their stories, share their work. I think that's very important to us. And we've seen that community grow. I remember the first episode, we were just like, we had to introduce ourselves and we're like, well, what the fuck does that look like now after college? And it's cool to have it kind of look like this and start that community after college, where community is really hard to find if it's not family. So it's been great, and we really appreciate everybody who listens and watches and interacts with their stuff on social media. It's been crazy because, like, you know, Alan and I talk about that we've been unemployed for months and it's been very hard. And like we always joke about it, but like this is literally the only thing that keeps us sane, I think, at the moment. So we're very grateful that you know, people are engaging with the content that we make. And it's also a very new thing for me to be, I guess, vulnerable, because it's a lot of vulnerability to like come up here and speak. But I think, like I said, in my career and what I do, like I always hope to be the person that I needed to see when I was younger. And I think that's like why I'm so like blah 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 gay and like blah 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 woman and like blah 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 like just like to like, because I know somebody out there was going through the same things that I was when I was younger. And I'm like, you're not alone. Like, and like, I just hope that you interacting with this podcast, that you feel seen. That like, that's all that I hope, I think, for the podcast. That's so sweet. Yeah. Sometimes you get comments from people and I'm just like, who is this person? And I see that they're like young, like 15 or 16. I'm just like, cool that you found this at this age. Like, awesome. Like,
yeah. Or even if you're older too.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, that's what I hope to do.
So, and thank you to our associate producer, Milena, who has joined us in this journey. We appreciate you very much, doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes.
Yes.
And helping us get all this ready. With that being said, we're excited for 2024. We're going to start 2024 with a bang. I mean, I can tell you that as of right now. So look forward to it. Very excited for that first episode of the year. So other than that, fucking Latino.
Oh my God.
Artist,
whoa.
Artist recommendation.
Oh my gosh. Which we're so happy that you guys have been enjoying our Latino artist recommendations of the week.
Yeah.
I think music, Alan and I always joke about this thing we call it human core, where it's just like people being, which I know there's a term for it, but it's like people being people. So it's like
anthropology.
Kind of, yeah. Like it's just like people, like when you're at a concert and everybody's dancing together, like it's so cute and they're just like enjoying
life.
They're enjoying life,
enjoying other people's
things.
company.
And a big thing is music, and that human core like thing. So we're very happy that you guys are enjoying and discovering new Latino artists. Yeah, but
my Latino artist of the week is a band called Luna Luna.
Ooh, Luna Luna.
They are amazing. They are kind of like this indie pop, kind of like dream, kind of like euphoric. They have a very euphoric sound. They remind me a lot of Hotel Ugly, which I think they are. Hotel Ugly is a little bit more well known. Kind of the same vibe. It's great to listen to. I was listening to it on the way over here, and I had a great time. This was the first time I leave the house for like somewhere far since I had COVID. So I was just like driving through Los Angeles, just like it's great music. I really recommend it. And yeah, they're based out of Texas, and you know, they've had shows here. My cousins have gone to go see them, so go support them. They're really good. I don't know if there's anything.
Shout out Texas, dude.
Texas is fucking.
Texas is pumping them out, dude.
Good job, Texas. As a Mexican from California, good job.
Great job.
Good job, Latinos from Texas, because you guys are killing it. But yeah, that's my artist of the week.
Cool. You guys should definitely check them out because they are really good. I do enjoy their music a lot.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, we have reached the end of the episode. If you enjoyed what you have been listening to, go ahead and give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing back from you guys. Give us a comment. And if you don't want to comment on YouTube or if you're listening on a podcast platform, follow us at Hand Me Down Pod and comment on the clip. So we love to hear what your guys' opinion is on the stuff that we talk about. Make this a two-way street. It's been a one-way street for way too long, guys. I want to hear what you have to say. But other than that, it's towards the end. I mean, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Christmas. So that's what we're saying.
Year.
And Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Hopefully 2024 is better.
Be safe. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy the people you love.
Yes, very much. So, and with that, we are out for the year. Bye-bye 2023.
Bye.
Damn.
Ew. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
The Hand Me Down podcast is produced and hosted by Natalia Delgado and Alan Gallardo. This episode was edited by Alan Gallardo, and the social media clips are edited by Natalia Delgado. And I'm the associate producer, Milena Ortega. We'll see you next week.